Hello all and welcome to another video in my journey to 1 million Gamerscore series. And February's over, so it's time to bring to you February part 2. Now this is probably going to be the quickest update in the history of these videos, and that is because I haven't had a lot of time to do as much gaming as I have wanted to. Yes, the month has been shorter. The first half was uploaded a couple of days later, but I've also put a lot of time into one game. But we do have an easy completion to talk about, and a completion which is well underway, which I'm confident will happen. But first, some exciting news, certainly for me personally. The Mixer streaming schedule has been planned. Now, I thought, going forward, when it's the Mixer streaming, which you can find a link to in the description, by the way, please do follow me on Mixer in anticipation of that happening. But I thought I'd come up with a little bit of a schedule, and I'm going for Tuesdays and Thursdays at 10:30 for at least an hour at a time. It's easy to remember because it's TNT at TNT. That's right, Tuesdays, Thursdays at 10:30, and also might be sometimes Sundays as well. There might be the odd random stream also thrown in too, but I'm hoping that those 2 days can be my 2 days that are set in stone. They will certainly not change throughout March, but I do shift work for a living, so in April when the clocks change, or the beginning of March, or the end of March should I say, when the clocks change, and that is then influenced by what I do in April, there might be some slight adjustments, but hopefully going forwards, Mixer streaming schedules, Tuesdays, Thursdays at 10:30, sometimes Sundays, but random streaming is also happening all along the way too. So with that, let's just show you the very little amount of gaming that I have done and the Gamerscore that I have got in the second half of February. Now, I have played some Gears of War 4, however I haven't added anything to it, but I did a 500 sub special when I played a little bit of Gears 4 in the background as visuals and had a lot of fun doing it. I put over 1,000 hours into this game, and to get a lot of the Gamerscore out of this, quite a chunk of this is quite easy for just playing the campaign on any difficulty, and lots of other random miscellaneous things, but there are a lot of that which will take a lot of time. But we did add some more to Forza Horizon 3 at the end of part 1. I had 300 Gamerscore out of this video, and as you'll see, we've got an extra 50. Like I said, this game is now hit the stage where things are still going to be easy, but it's just going to take a long time. So we managed to find some driver avatars that were floating around the map, and then you can add them to your squad, and then once you've got enough in your squad, you can then fire one when you find another one and replace him. So we did that, and we found a fifth one after having 4 in our lineup. We fired one to make space for him and got a 20G achievement. That kind of just happened naturally. I did one of the random events that you can find around the map, and you were required to do it in that car, and I won it, so we got that achievement too. And then we've got to the stage where we've now unlocked street races, so I quickly nipped into one and we did a street race too. So it's worth noting that after we talk about that, about the 50 I've added there, that I've also managed to keep my streak of 1 a day for the entirety of the year also going so far. Right, the one completion in this half of the month, and it is easy, but it's one of those you tag with only with a guide. 19 plus. I used a guide from a channel called Chivo Guides. Now, I haven't used one of their guides before because I do have 3 channels which I use regularly that generally have every game covered. However, when I saw this game from Ratalaika Games, who are synonymous for easy completions, pop up, I thought I'll look through all those 3 channels and try and find a guide, and none of them had surprisingly done one. So I searched YouTube, and the one guide that I found was by Chivo Guides for 19 plus, and 19 plus is, if you are going to do it all in one hit. Do it all in one hit. Now I thought to myself, I've got a little bit of time, I'll play as much as I can with it in one night, and then I'll return to the next day. Now when I went back to the second world and carried on, for some reason, despite having unlocked the achievement for all the keys, which means all the doors should open, for some reason the boss door wouldn't open, and I needed a key for it, but I'd already had the achievement for getting all the keys. So I had to actually start it all again, play it all in one hit, and that door then did unlock. Now that's not these people's who made the guides fault, it's not their fault at all. There's obviously some sort of glitch or something happened there to me, and unfortunately I had to restart it all again. But then playing it through all in one hit, then I didn't have that problem again. So I would just say, if you're going to do it, sit down, do it all in one hit. The guide is about half an hour long. They say it takes about an hour and a half to complete. That's not far off if you allow for pausing and following the guide and things like that. Also, like they said in their guide, the second boss can be a little bit tricky, but once you get the pattern down, eventually you will get there, and then you'll have to play a little bit of the third world just to pick up the final 2 power-ups to get the final achievement. You won't actually have to play through the complete third world in order to get all the achievements. In fact, you won't even have to touch the 4th one as well, obviously, because you don't have to go through the 3rd one. But you will have to complete the 1st world, the 2nd world, find all the chests, find all the keys in all the worlds. So follow their guide. It is bang on, but I advise you do it all in one hit to avoid any potential glitches. Now above that we have Glass Masquerade 2. Now I played the first Glass Masquerade game, and all you had to do in that was finish every puzzle, and with that you would get your completion basically once you'd got through all the puzzles. And they were named after countries in this one. This one they've got random names that are what they're called here: a rule to the exception, the pendulum of the scale, the one who laughs. That is what the puzzles are called. You get a 15G completion for completing every puzzle, irrespective of whether it's on the lower difficulty or the higher difficulty. What I advise you do, if you want to do it all in one run, if we can find it, there's a 90G achievement somewhere, which I think I have one of them. Where are you? There you go. Complete the first arm of the illusions map on high difficulty. So it would actually benefit you, if you don't mind doing it like that, doing it all through in one run on the highest difficulty. To change to the highest difficulty, you just have to press Y once you're in the puzzle. In the bottom right hand corner there's a symbol which will go red and be like the spade that you see on a deck of cards facing downwards. That will go red. You'll know it's in the high mode. The difference between the low and the high is in the low difficulty mode the pieces are already the right way round for you, and I think there's probably less of them as well. Can't quite remember, don't really know. In the higher difficulty the pieces aren't the right way round. You have to spin them and work them out and work out which way round they go, which is obviously increasing the difficulty. There are about 5 or 6 pieces that at the start of every puzzle which have kind of little golden circle. Those will already be the right way round, and you can locate all 6 of those into 6 little golden circles which are already placed around the circle as well. So that will go there. One little tip that I can give you, or if you are struggling with a particular puzzle, is if you do it on the easier difficulty, it then unlocks the image before you go into the puzzle, whereas if you go straight for the high difficulty it's not there, and then you can take a photo of that image and then have it on your little camera phone or anything like that, and then you can see when you flip pieces over where roughly abouts they would go, because you can work it out when you're doing it on the higher difficulty. So that may be able to assist you. Now I was going to start doing it at the start, but I was quietly confident that I would be able to do the high difficulty puzzles without doing that. It just takes time. You're looking at about, I mean, for me, some puzzles took me 40 minutes, 50 minutes. So far, none have taken me longer than an hour. I was able to do one of the harder puzzles in about 25 minutes, but I got a little bit lucky, and that was one of the earlier on ones. I can imagine as you're getting down to some of these, which are in puzzle arms 3 and 4, I mean, I'm working my way through 2 at the moment, then they're going to get a lot harder. Now, it was quite funny, when I first started this, the arms 3 and 4 and 5 were actually all under 10%. They're now over. So, as I say, people are working their way through this and are actually completing the puzzles. As I say, these just take time and patience. And for me, I quite enjoy this puzzle. It's a puzzle of a stained glass window that's broken up. Now, I quite enjoy sitting down, just chilling with these for an hour sometimes, and just sitting down and relaxing. It's really easy, relaxing gaming actually. And as I say, I reckon the completion is not going to be too bad. It's just going to take a long time because there are now a lot of puzzles. As I say, you can count them because they're all worth 15G each. There you go, that's where they all are. And as I say, I've still got a few to work through, but we've done quite a few now, and it's quite handy that I can just dip in and keep my achievement a day streak going as well. So I quite enjoyed this game. Like I say, find it relaxing to sit down to, and the completion will come. It will just take a long time. So ladies and gentlemen, as I say, this was an extremely quick update. I hope with March being a longer month, it's got 31 days, that I can get back on track and we can actually hit a few more completions as well as that. And of course we're going to start the streaming as well. We can do some Xbox One games, but I'm actually tending to sway towards doing some more 360 games that are backwards compatible, because the good thing about that is you'll be able to see the achievements pop on the screen if you stream through an Xbox One, an Xbox 360 backwards compatible game. If you stream an Xbox One game on the Xbox One, it blocks the achievement and you can't actually see it. I can see it, but you can't. And if I play one of those games, I will be saying achievement popped and telling you what it is. But if I'm playing an Xbox 360 game that's backwards compatible on my One, you should be able to see it on the screen, and I think that's just a little bit cooler when you're watching some achievement hunting streams. So please do. Link to my Mixer channel will be in the description. Please do follow. A few have already. I was in the 20s. I've now got 39 when I first started advertising this. So thank you to all those that have come along so far. And one day, if I ever get to 1,000 subs, I can actually use the community tab and advertise on here that I'm going to be doing the streams, and I can also run polls so you can influence what I play on stream as well. So if you're not subbed to the channel already, please do drop a sub, help me out, help me get to that marker, use that community tab, and then it'll make my life a lot easier when coming to advertising during the streaming as well on Mixer too. I could use YouTube streaming, but I prefer to keep the two separate. So thank you very much if you have come along already. And that just about wraps this video up. So any questions on any games, not just the three I've talked about here, past and present, I don't mind. Please put them in the comment section below. And finally, thank you very much for watching. And as always, take care.